Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Alexander Isak's 8 top-class moments from Liverpool debut, as Slot makes. Ekitika promise. Liverpool striker Alexander Isak looked every inch a major star after the 125-meter signing wowed on his Reds debut, leading Arne Slot to brand the Swede a joy to watch, fitter than I thought, and prompting the Dutchman to make an important promise to Hugo Ekitike. The Reds boss caused something of a surprise by naming Isak the most expensive footballer in British football history when he completed a historic move to Anfield on deadline day in his starting lineup for Liverpool's Champions League clash against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday night. And while he did not score, the 25-year-old put in a lively performance and served a reminder of the talents that had persuaded Slot & Co. to shatter the transfer record to prize the frontman from Newcastle. During the game, which the Reds won 3-2 thanks to Virgil van Dijk's added-time header, Isak showed great close control, won the ball high up the pitch on several occasions, and showed quick feet to fashion shooting chances when surrounded by the La Liga side's defenders. Lasting 58 minutes before being replaced by fellow summer signing, Ekitike, Slot could not contain his delight at what he had seen after the game. Yeah, particularly because in the 60 minutes he played, he seemed to be quite fit to me. It wasn't as if after 10 minutes he was already very tired. He could play at this level quite well after 1 or 2 weeks of team sessions, Slot told TNT Sport. So that was the thing, and he can play football, and that he's a joy to watch, and that is not a surprise to me. He was fitter than I expected, but the fans can't get their hopes too high. We play 3 times a week, and that's a bit too much for him still. In a promise to Ekitike over his minutes for Liverpool and amid claims he could be suffer from Isak's signing, Slot vowed, "We have 2 great number 9s and we're going to use both of them throughout their career here." During his 58-minute debut, Isak made 8 significant contributions to the game, and we have assessed each moment. Liverpool latest, Salty Simeone hits out. Pundit Barat's lucky tag on the subject of Isak. Rafael Benitez has revealed what Newcastle United have told him about the Swede, with the striker also having been sent a warning by Michael Owen following his debut. Meanwhile, Atletico Madrid boss Diego Simeone has called for authorities and Liverpool FC to take action after insisting he lost the plot and clashed with a supporter, leading to his red card, which came as a result of him receiving 90 minutes of insults. Off the back of another Liverpool late show, Sky Sports pundit Clinton Morrison has hit back at the narrative suggesting the Reds have been lucky this season, with a perfect 60-word rebuke to their critics. Virgil van Dijk theory raised after interaction with referee before late Liverpool winner. Leon Osman has explained how he thinks Virgil van Dijk managed to get his winner for Liverpool against Atletico Madrid, with an exchange with the referee potentially having played a part. The Red had looked to be heading for a draw in their opening Champions League game of the season after Marcos Llorente once again grabbed a double at Anfield to bring the visitors level, after Andy Robertson and Mohamed Salah had given the hosts the lead early. Liverpool once again managed to find a late winner this season, though, with Van Dijk heading home from Dominic Szoboszlai's corner in stoppage time to continue what has been a perfect start to the season for the Reds. The goal sparked a remarkable outburst from Diego Simeone on the sideline, with the Atletico boss sent off after clashing with supporters behind the visitors' bench. Van Dijk's header came after a succession of corners as Liverpool searched for its winner, with the Reds captain seen remonstrating with referee Maurizio Mariani, seemingly unhappy with the attention he was getting from Robin Lenormand. The Dutchman would eventually get the better of his opponent to secure all 3 points for his side, with former Everton midfielder Osman suggesting the Liverpool captain may have been helped by his conversations with the referee. Virgil van Dijk was onto the referee at previous corners about being fouled to basically get his space to make sure he wasn't marked too tightly. Osman told the BBC's Match of the Day, "I think speaking to the referee at previous corners actually helped him get a little bit more space. As the corner comes in, he gets away from Lenormand, who isn't looking at the ball. He wasn't looking at the other corners, but on all of those, he is so tight to Van Dijk." Van Dijk couldn't get away from him, but he spoke to the referee and Lenormand got a warning. It worked, and it got him the room he needed because he knows the defender can't touch him. Then he bullies his man for his goal. It is a brilliant piece of finishing. Reacting to another dramatic win for his side this season, Van Dijk said, "We try. We kept pushing for the 3-1. We concede the equalizer, massively deflected. It was not great. We found a way again. We were dangerous in our set pieces anyway. They were pretty aggressive, I must say. I'm glad I got the winner. They're a team that never gives up. They have quality players that can punish you if you're not there in a split second. If you're a little bit too late and they punished us before the break, and after the break we try to go for the 3-1. They get a bit of confidence from that as well. But we have to keep going and show the resilience we've been showing for many years, and it was another great European night here. Again, Liverpool fan involved in altercation with Diego. Simeone wins internet with viral tweet. Liverpool and Atletico Madrid played a tightly contested match at Anfield on Wednesday night. Once again, Liverpool scored a late goal to win the match, thanks to Virgil van Dijk's header in the final stages of the match. After taking a 2-goal lead through, Arne Slot's team struggled to break down the La Liga giants, who fought back and made it 2-2 with Marcos Llorente scoring both the goals. Surprisingly, out of his 7 goals in the Champions League, Llorente has scored 4 of them away to Liverpool. In the final stages of the match, Simeone was involved in an altercation with a Liverpool fan. The Atletico Madrid manager looked visibly upset and reacted to what was being said to him by the Liverpool fan close to the dugout. The incident resulted in Simeone getting sent off, and it made matters worse for him and his team. Liverpool fan seen confronting Diego Simeone in earlier clip. Managers like Simeone are known for their emotional involvement, especially in big games. That emotional edge has become part of his identity, and for many, part of what makes him such a compelling figure. But it also opens him up to criticism when reactions appear over the top. No disciplinary actions have yet been announced, either against the fan or involving Simeone. Atletico Madrid manager was unhappy with the fan. The Atletico Madrid manager spoke to Movistar after the match about his sending off. He said, "There is a lot of talk about taking care, but they, fans, were shouting insults through the whole game from behind the bench. And I cannot say anything as I am a coach. Obviously, my reaction is not justifiable. I insulted him. But it was 90 minutes of being insulted the whole time. Then you turn around when your opponent has scored, and they are still insulting you. It is not that easy." The referee understood the situation. I hope that a team like Liverpool can improve that part. When they identify the person who did this, it should have its consequences. But he who needs to stay calm and take the insults is me. In my place, you just have to take it. Liverpool told new signing would have joined Newcastle if he'd known about Isak. Hugo. Ekitike would have joined Newcastle United over Liverpool if he'd known that Alexander Isak was joining the Reds, according to French football expert Julien Laurent. The France international signed for Liverpool in the summer transfer window from Eintracht Frankfurt for an initial 69 million. In one of the biggest deals of the market, Ekitike signed when a deal for Isak had looked more and more unlikely, but Liverpool got encouragement on deadline day and swooped for the Newcastle striker Isak. Cost Liverpool an initial 125 million, which could rise to 130 million and will likely start most matches ahead of Ekitike, who was benched in a 3-2 win against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday. When asked if Ekitike would have moved to Anfield if he'd known Liverpool would sign Isak, Lauren said on BBC Radio 5 Live, "I really don't think so, no." He signed after a first approach from Liverpool to Newcastle for Isak, when they closed the door. Lawrence added, "That was before Isak went on strike and stopped training with them, and then Liverpool reverted to Ekitike, who was on his way to Newcastle because he was supposed to be the replacement, or to play together if nobody came for Isak. We knew that as soon as Isak was fit that the one to be dropped was Ekitike. It was just very clear. Can they play together? Of course they can. You could play Ekitike from the start, but off the left. But that's not really his position. It was just one of Ekitike and Isak in the team, and it was never going to be Ekitike over Isak if Isak was fit." Liverpool boss Arne Slot took Isak, who has had no preseason, off for Ekitike on 58 minutes, and the Dutchman was pleased with how the Sweden international performed. Slot said, "I was positively surprised by how fit he was during that 60 minutes, but that probably, tells you that it might be a difference to sign a 20-year-old from a different league or a 25 or 26-year-old that is used to playing in this league. Although he only trained for 2 weeks, he has so many games under his belt that he is probably more able to be ready for 60. But I was positively surprised how fit he was. I wasn't surprised by his quality because that's what we all know. You don't have to be a manager to recognize how much quality he has. But it's always nice to see if a player starts the way he starts, like Hugo Ekitike, who started the same as he did. Yeah, a good start. Only 60 minutes, and now we have to build him up from here. But I can tell you he is not going to play 90 again on Saturday." Liverpool fan involved in Diego Simeone fires back with fresh allegations. The Liverpool fan who was at the center of the incident, which saw Atletico Madrid manager Diego Simeone sent off in the aftermath of Virgil van Dijk's winning goal in the Champions League, has given his side of the story. Simeone was shown a red card by the referee after losing his head following Van Dijk's header, which made it 3-2 to Liverpool in injury time. The Atleti boss was seen remonstrating with the home fans behind his dugout and later explained what had happened in his press conference. "They always talk about taking care of each other. But they insult you throughout the entire match and you can't say anything because you're the manager," he said. "My reaction was unjustifiable. But do you know what it's like to be insulted for 90 minutes? To turn around after the opponent scores and still be insulted? It's not that easy." But Johnny Poulter, the Liverpool fan seen in the stands during the incident, has responded with a video on social media in which he accuses a member of the Atletico Madrid coaching staff of spitting at him. "Something I want to get off my chest in regards to what happened last night with Simeone," he said. "I think he's a bit of a coward," when he went and did his press conference after the game. The Spanish media asked what was said, whether it was racist, regarding the Falklands War and all this rubbish. There was nothing racist said, no mention of the Falklands War by me or anyone else. But the fact he was asked and didn't answer and just walked out has left it open to speculation across the world. Diego Simeone had to be dragged away by his coaching staff. Getty Images. "I've had messages on every platform of people asking what I said. I never said anything apart from gesture with middle finger, off, we've won," as you do. "When they scored the equalizer, his assistant was giving it to us and he was called a house and whatever else. And his assistant manager then came over and spat at me." Van Dijk's header from a late corner saw Liverpool win their opening Champions League match of the season 3-2 at Anfield. They had led 2-0 thanks to goals inside the opening 5 minutes from Andy Robertson and Mohamed Salah, before Atleti hit back through 2 Marcos Llorente strikes. Speaking in his post-match press conference, Simeone accepted his reaction was unacceptable, but blamed the torrent of abuse coming from the stands behind him. Liverpool supporter who got Diego Simeone sent off breaks silence. "Do I get the assist?" The Liverpool supporter seen chuckling at Diego Simeone before the Atletico Madrid head coach saw red at Anfield now seems to have identified themselves. Simeone erupted in fury at Reds fans after Virgil van Dijk scored a stoppage time header from a corner kick to clinch a dramatic 3-2 win, a late goal in their opening Champions League fixture of the campaign, delivered another 3 points for Arne Slot's side for the 5th consecutive match. However, not everyone was in such a celebratory mood, particularly the Argentine coach. Simeone confronted Liverpool supporters close to the away technical area before receiving a red card from the official. Previously, the Atletico coach and his squad had celebrated exuberantly in front of the fans. Simeone, 55, addressed the outburst during his post-match press conference, alleging he had been insulted. He explained, "They always talk about taking care of each other, but they insult you throughout the entire match, and you can't say anything because you're the manager. My reaction was unjustifiable, but do you know what it's like to be insulted for 90 minutes? To turn around after the opponent scores and still be insulted? It's not that easy. The referee told me he understood me. I hope Liverpool can improve that aspect and that when they identify the person who did that, there will be consequences. There were insults throughout the match, including gestures. It's clear that I'm the one who has to stay calm. I have to put up with the insults, the gestures, and any situation because I'm in a position where I have to put up with it. I'm not really going to get into the exact nature of the insults. I don't want to get involved in that. I have got to stay in my place. I know what went on behind the manager's bench. I can't solve society's problem in one press conference. I have to live with it as it exists all over the place all of the time. Sharing footage of the incident on X, the Liverpool supporter who seemingly wound up Simeone, called Johnny Poulter, playfully inquired, "Do I get the assist?" Poulter has since posted a video response to Simeone's comments on social media. "Something I want to get off my chest in regards to what happened last night with Simeone," the fan said. "I think he's a bit of a coward." When he went and did his press conference after the game, the Spanish media asked what was said, whether it was racist, regarding the Falklands War and all this rubbish. There was nothing racist said. No mention of the Falklands War by me or anyone else. But the fact that he was asked and didn't answer and just walked out has left it open to speculation across the world. I've had messages on every platform from people asking what I said. I never said anything apart from gesture with middle finger off. We've won. As you do. When they scored the equalizer, his assistant was giving it to us, and he was called a house and whatever else. And his assistant manager then came over and spat at me. Thank you for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.